What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Team Solemn Circus live video. On the left side here, we have Ryzeal going up against Memento on the right side here. This video has been uploaded in a POV style, so you guys have already watched that. Definitely, this is going to be a little bit repetitive for you guys. And if you guys want to see a POV, that's going to be a completely different way of playing the game. You know, it's going to be a live action rather than me voicing over it here. This is going to be our first time playing against the Ryzeal deck. We do see them end up winning the die roll, so they're already going to be choosing to go first, and they're going to be starting off with a pot of desires. It's going to allow them to draw into 2 cards in their deck. They are playing a bunch of doubles and triples, so you don't necessarily need to see the exact card. Now, a lot of players are switching off the desires and playing more of the Fiendsmith package now, so this could be seen a little bit less, but this would be the pure version, I should say. And then we're going to be seeing a bonfire that lets you search for the ice, one of the better starters in the deck. And I believe we end up grabbing it there. I do take a second to pick it up and read it. You know, I do believe I read every single Ryzeal card that we end up playing. Was my first time playing against the deck. I did pick the deck up myself, so if you guys are going to be wanting to see some Ryzeal stuff, definitely stay tuned for that. We're going to be seeing the Metro Aggravator being to the graveyard to be able to summon it out. And we're going to activate the effect, and we do chain a Veiler to that. Now, I definitely think this was wrong. We should wait to another monster, but we're going to be seeing them have the sword anyway, so they do normal summon out the sword, or I believe summon out the sword because they have a Ryzeal on the field. We do chain Full Rose at this time because we are thinking, okay, well, if they go into the extra deck, we want to be able to draw. The next step obviously is going to be the extra deck there, and they do a extra deck for a copy of another. I think this is Node. I'm not exactly sure. No, this is not Node. Okay, it's the other one there, which is fine. They all are pretty much extenders, if anyone's wondering. We do go up now into the Detonator, trying to attach the Meteor Logic. And I let that happen there. I do not care about that, not at all. I know the Memento, when it attaches itself to the graveyard, it can negate on the card on the field, but I don't think it's going to be there for that long before we kind of deal with it. We see a set 1 and a pass turn here. And now we're going to go for the Attached Nushigu, summoning itself out of now back at our turn. They are going to have a negate type of and a pop off of the Ryzeal there. So, you know, going to be kind of important. Now they want to save their pop, detaching the Meteoronish once we have multiple cards on the field here. We're going to attach Nushigu. They're going to chain an Imperm, and we chain a Bone Party here. And what's really interesting about this is that like, this deck has quite a struggle against the Ryzeal as well as the Malice deck. We're going to see them detach for the Detonator here. And we do have another one in hand, so we can still destroy for the Bone Party. Imperm does kind of resolve, as in, I guess it doesn't necessarily resolve because we're going to have to destroy the Witch here. But yeah, so we were supposed to resolve Witch. We're supposed to resolve the attached Nushigu here by destroying the Witch. So we should summon out Sleepy. So that definitely is a misplay on our part. We have to resolve the attached Nushigu. But we can always just work around that by adding to the hand the normal summoning of the Witch, activating the effect, search for the Sleepy here. So it is kind of the same thing, but you have to make sure you do be careful about that. But yeah, we definitely have to avoid doing that there. That definitely was a misplay. The Imperm is not resolved on the Attached Nushigu because the Attached Nushigu gets popped by the Detonator there for sure. So we're going to see the Twin Dragon. They're going to try to Veiler that. We do chain a copy of Cobble the Grave, and then that's going to allow the Twin Dragon to be destroyed. Or Sleepy is going to be destroyed by the Twin Dragon, allow us to search for the Horn Dragon alongside our copy of the Goblin here, and then Sleepy will activate the effect, allowing us to send, as well as the Acheron can activate summoning it. We're going to be dumping the copy of Memento Fusion, and we're going to be seeing the Acheron being summon itself out. They're going to take a second to read the Memento Fusion there. Going to be one of the better cards in the graveyard here. I believe he was reading if it targets the monster it wants to destroy, because, you know, both of them are pretty good. And then we have Attached Nushigu in the hand, as well as the copy of Goblin and the Horn Dragon here. So now we know some of the Goblins, so we are not going to be able to do the exact same play if we would have played correctly there. Definitely a bit of a problem. I do think that it's not going to make that much of a difference, but we're going to go Goblin Destroy, and then that's going to allow us to dump the Combined Creation alongside the Gatic. And we're going to be seeing the Gatic as well as the Horn Dragon going to be activated. That doesn't need to destroy a whole bunch of the targets on the field. So marking all the cards for destruction, that's going to be destroyed. And we're also going to see the Gatic summon itself back out alongside the copy of the Twin Dragon. They're going to chain the Detonator, destroying everything. And they did detach the Meteorona, so this is going to now allow them to negate the Gatic. But yeah, we target this, and we're going to chain link 1, chain link 2. They're going to target, and then we're going to negate that there. So now we just have the Twin Dragon summon back out the Witch. And here they do decide to drop a Full Roast of their own here. So now whenever you go into the extract, they are going to be drawing a card. We do ask one card in their hand. We know it is the Ryzeal card. But they have one other unknown. At this point, they literally have to have Nibiru or we're going to just win the game. So we're going to go for Memento Fusion, destroying the Gatic, allowing us to add another copy of Memento Fusion to the hand here. And we're going to give them one more draw before we end up going for an OTK at this point. Because we can go Memento Fusion, banish, or put back the cards in the graveyard, dump the cards, and then summon back out. Gives them 1, or we can kind of go for a 5 first, depending on kind of what we need here. We can send the Witch to the graveyard, because there's absolutely no need for doing it. So in this case, we do put back all the names first to summon out the copy of the Combined Creation. Now, the reason why we end up doing this is that so if they draw into a copy of like DD Crow, now obviously I don't think DD Crow is going to be main decked, or a Bestial, something like that, which can be main deck. I would necessarily wouldn't say in the Ryzeal deck. It just allows us to lose to less cards here. So now we go up into the copy of the Combined Creation. It's going to allow us to dump, and then necessarily don't really need to dump anything important here. Just dumping the cards that we just want to have in the graveyard in case the game kind of does continue. But yeah, we're going to dump Akiron as well as a Mace and then the Creation King. We then banish the Creation King, search for the field spell. Play the field spell here. They do take a second to read it. We just want to make sure that we have the cards there. We go battle phase and end up getting for game. They didn't have Nib there, fortunately for us, and we do end up stealing game 1. We did a little of a misplay there with the summoning out of that Anguish and not the Sleepy, destroying the Sleepy off of the Tatsunashiko, dumping then a Gatic, or just simply adding the Mace, or not the Mace, but the Witch to the hand, the normal summon the Witch, which would have had us lead a whole different combo there. But there's definitely different lines that we could have done that would have kind of given us the kind of game that we needed there. We wouldn't have been able to add back the Tatsunashiko off of that Akiron, but we destroy it later on in the turn, so it'd be pretty fine. We ended up just scraping through there, getting game 1, but now moving on to game 2, where they're going to be able to go first once again. Now they can side in cards that are going to be very good against us. You know, if they were not playing Shifter in the main deck, then it obviously would be sided in. And then a bunch of other cards as well here that can definitely hurt us going first as well. So you might even see some D barriers, Calling Fusion can help out quite a bit. We are on the pure variant of the Memento deck. I think that currently the pure version of it is a little bit better than the Fiendsmith cards, only because of the fact that D-Barrier is quite good as well as Shifter, and I want to have the most alive cards in my deck through Shifter, and unfortunately the Fiendsmith ended just not give me any access to that. But moving on to game 2, we are going to be seeing a normal summon of one of the Ryzeal monsters here. We do chain a Full Roast once again. They're going to summon from the deck. And then we do draw one here to see Sword. Sword's now going to activate the effect, allowing us to search our deck. And that's going to allow us to add another one of the Ryzeal extenders, because they all are extenders, which is going to be pretty nutty here. We have replaced the Full Roast already without having them touch even the extra deck, which is going to be kind of important. We do see a Thrust going to be activated now, allowing them to set from the deck. And we see them set a copy of Imperm, so that kind of indicates they either already have a D-Barrier in the hand or they're just opting not to play it in the side deck, which I definitely think is going to be incorrect. So we most likely see there a D-Barrier in the hand. And we do see the Ryzeal being summoned there by dumping the Meteorologic once again. And then we are going to be able to go make, or we get search here, I should say, for the node. And then we get to make an XYZ. Now, it's either going to be the dual drive or a copy of the detonator. We do go for the Duo Drive. This is going to be one of the cards that you do want to hit most of the time here. They're going to activate the effect, and we do hit a Ghost Ogre to this, also allowing us to have it in the draw as well. And the reason why we Ghost Ogre this is because we just want to make sure that they don't have the cards on the field here. I know they still have the node to be able to summon itself out, and also it detaches for effect like Gigantic Sprite, which is going to make them not able to search their deck for 2 cards. And now, I don't know about you guys, but I don't like searching for 2 cards. That's kind of crazy there. We do see another Full Roast being dropped, before they have to go into the extra deck once again. So this is going to be allowing us to have a Pot of Greed, and we do draw the 2 cards here, but they do make a Detonator, which can then attach the copy of the Meteoronus. So we do still have a triple Trident as well as a semi-negate of a card on the field. And then we did get to draw 4 cards off of these 2 cards here, but it's not going to matter that much. We are going to go Ultimate Slayer now, going to be activating it. Now they can't respond. We do send our own copy of the Meteorologic. Now unfortunately we can't negate another face-up card on the field because there is no other face-up card on the field, but it does get rid of the problem of their triple Trident. And now we're also going to be seeing the fact that they can't activate their own XYZ. And we do summon out the Tatsunushigu here. They do chain an Imperm to that, and then we proceed to normal summon out the copy of the Mace. Now Mace will be able to activate the effect and destroy to then let us search. And they are thinking on this here. We do chain a Veiler to that. You're still using the Veiler and the Imperm. Now, obviously, we don't have a Bone Party or a Fusion spell because they did not chain it to the first Imperm there. But now I kind of wish that I had some of those Fiends with cards. We're going to go Battle Phase and attack, dealing a little bit of damage. And then we are going to proceed to then go up into a Link Monster. Now, I'm not playing Anima either, so I can't even get an SP going to be kind of live, which is definitely unfortunate, but we're going to see an SP being made. Not just to stop the XYZ. We have 2 back rows set. I don't believe any of the back row kind of does anything. So if they don't top deck into something and I don't have a hand trap, I was like, okay, this is going to allow me to kind of stop any of the Ryzeal cards by just removing them on the field. We do see a Sleepy being normal summon out there. Activate the effect. They do chain the copy of D-Barrier. We chain him into Fusion, which is going to allow us to fuse into the big guy. Now it is negated off of the D-Barrier there, which is going to be kind of rough. But we do just go Battle Phase and attack for another 46. So trimming them down quite a bit there, and we're going to be just passing turn on that. There's not much else that we can do. We have the Fusion in the Graveyard for the next turn to be able to search, but other than that, it's going to be pretty rough. So they draw into an Imperm, and they end up emitting, or they draw into an Ash Blossom here, and they end up emitting defeat here, because we do have a game on board next turn. And we end up seeing the Memento player end up taking the game. And I definitely think that the Ultimate Slayer is going to be a crazy card in the next format. We do see a good hand bump. Now, if you guys want to be making sure you guys watch this in live, we talk about this as well, you'll be able to see that in the POV. It is kind of repetitive. It is a little bit of shorter of a duel as well. But definitely can show you as different variations of the stuff there. So yeah, we see Memento end up taking the win there against Ryzeal with multiple hand traps, double Full Roast as well as a copy of Ghost Ogre and a Veiler. Pretty good, hitting a bunch of non-engine against a deck that wants to be able to search and stuff like that, getting them to stop in the right moment, getting to a draw. Your own engine can definitely be beneficial. And having multiple cards, like we saw a D-Barrier and Ash there and stuff like that they have the hand traps of their own, Imperm and a Veiler. But yeah. Regardless, hope you're watching the video. Don't forget to like, comment, and more content like this. Stay safe. Peace.